Good afternoon, my YouTube viewers. That's Palestine here. Welcome to my channel. This is the second time that I'm going to try to make this video because I was in the middle of making the video and I got interrupted, and I tried to put it on pause, but it didn't pause. And then I kept talking because I didn't know that it didn't pause. And so I'm going to try to make this video again, and hopefully I won't have any interruptions. So I didn't make a video yesterday, partly because it was hot, partly because I was busy working on my data science channel, and partly because I had some relationship conflicts. But I'm not going to talk about the relationship conflicts in this video. I'm going to actually make another video where I talk about the relationship conflicts because I don't want to confuse the issue. And so basically on Sunday was Father's Day, and I told my boyfriend that I would take him to dinner for Father's Day. So my boyfriend, I, and his son, we went to Toby Carvery in another area of the town, and it was really good. You got a roast dinner. I don't know if you've ever been to Toby Carvery, but you get a roast dinner at Toby Carvery. And so basically the meal was 68 something, so I paid 40 something, and then my boyfriend paid 28 something. And because I said that to my boyfriend that I would pay for his dinner. And then basically what happened was after on Monday I had to go to work, and then when I finished work I had to go directly to this funeral. Okay, well, unfortunately I had to do something when I finished work, so I didn't get to leave right at 1:30, which is what I wanted to do. And so I was rushing to get there, and I was trying to take shortcuts and everything just to get there, and it was really hot. The sun was out. I was really hot and sweaty. They don't have air conditioning in English buildings because England is a cold country. And then so basically when I got there, I'm trying to mess around in my purse and get to the seat, and my bank card fell out of my wallet, don't ask me how, and my bus pass fell out of my wallet because I'm messing around in my purse, rushing, trying to get to the church and get set down. And then I got set down, and then I needed to go to the bathroom again, so I had to go to the bathroom, and I just got seated at 2 o'clock, just in the nick of time. And I was really upset that I had to cut it so fine that, I could have lost my bank card. The person that picked it up was honest and gave it to me, and I could have lost my bus pass as well. So I was really upset about that. And then after the funeral, I had to do some things, and then my Sikh friend came over. Oh, but I wanted to tell you that this is the lady whose funeral we went to, and basically she, her name was Abby, and I didn't know her very well, but I ran into her at the hospital, and she said hello to me, and so I friended her on Facebook. And then that's when you found out what was going on, and that she had colorectal cancer. And when I ran into her in the hospital, she was supposed to be getting some kind of treatment, but for some reason she couldn't get the treatment. I don't know if the equipment was broken or what, but she couldn't get the treatment. And so, but eventually she did get the treatment, and then the treatment wasn't working. She had chemo and it wasn't working. And so the doctors had to tell her that they couldn't do anything more for her. And so she just kept getting sicker and sicker. And then finally, at some point, they put her in a hospice, and she never left the hospice. And so this was her funeral. And then my boyfriend said that he had talked to her. And so both of my boyfriend and I both had spoken to her, so we knew she was. So we went to her funeral, And then after the funeral, my sick friend came over, and there were some issues there because he had fallen in the river, because he is a vulnerable person. And I think that my boyfriend doesn't take into consideration that he is a vulnerable person. And he shakes all the time, so he had cuts all over him from where he fell in the river. And then he said that somebody helped him out of the river, and he lost his charger, and he was really upset about that. And then we went to his friend's house. He's got this friend that he's known for like maybe 50 years or something like that. And he used to play football with him. That's English football. So in America you would call it soccer. So we went over to his house for dinner, and it was upsetting for me because my boyfriend was having a tantrum, saying that he wasn't going to go over to that man's house. And I said, you can't do that. I said, you can't let him down. You can't do that. So we went over to that man's house, even though I was upset about the way my boyfriend was behaving. So I don't know if that man realized that I was upset, but I just sat there and had my dinner. He made sausage and mash, and he wanted to give us potatoes. Well, he's not a small man. He's not like obese, but he's got big bones, and he's not skinny. And so he was trying to give me potatoes and mashed potatoes and sausages. And I think I had 3 sausages and a little bit of mashed potatoes. I didn't want any roast potatoes. He was like, oh, well, I made you some roast potatoes. And then he said, would you like to take some potatoes home with you? And I said, well, no, I can't take potatoes home with me. I says, I'm diabetic, and I'm not supposed to be having carbohydrates. And that's what his diet consists mainly of potatoes. And what are potatoes but carbohydrates? And then so we went home, and I did some more videos on my data science channel, and then went to bed, and I got up. And then so basically what happened during the day, on Sunday there were some issues, and then yesterday there were some issues, and my boyfriend was having a tantrum, and he was saying that he wasn't going to go to this man's house. And I said, you can't let this man down. I said, you have to go to his house. And this was his friend, and he was going to not go to his house because he was having a tantrum because of his friend. And I said, you can't let that man down. You have to do it. And so basically, I'm really upset about my boyfriend having a tantrum. And as a result of that, I had to stand in the middle of the street trying to phone somebody because he was having a tantrum. And it really upset me. But I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I'm going to just keep my video the way it is and not discuss these relationship issues. And I'm going to make another video talking about these relationship issues. But another thing that I wanted to talk about that it almost slipped my mind was I got the letter back from the diabetic eye clinic, and they said that I have stage 1 diabetic retinopathy, also called background diabetic retinopathy. So it's definitely something to do with the eyes. Says this means there are small changes in the blood vessels in your retina, the back of your eye, as a result of your diabetes. At this stage, your sight is not affected, although you are at higher risk of developing vision problems in the future. They said, but don't worry. This is an early sign of potential problems in the future. It's not too late to stop it getting worse if you manage your diabetes well. Well, see, that's another problem because I have to take aromatase inhibitors, which may take all the estrogen out of your body. And I'm not medically trained, so I can't tell you how it does. But the drug that I take is an anastrozole, which is an aromatase inhibitor. So it removes all the estrogen from my body. So I don't have any estrogen in my body. And then so basically I'm walking around like a really old woman because I don't have any estrogen in my body, because estrogen keeps you young. And so I've stopped eating grapes. I've given that up. I've started having one orange a day, so I'm not having grapes anymore. I'm just having one orange a day. And so this morning, I think my blood was 7.4, and so hopefully my blood sugar is improving. But the thing about this aromatase inhibitor is that it makes your blood sugar go up. So they're telling me I have to control my diabetes, but they're giving me drugs that make my blood sugar go up and give me osteoporosis and all kinds of things. So my blood sugar has increased due to the anastrozole or the aromatase inhibitor. So you can't win, you know. And last time I saw the lady at the diabetic clinic, she was telling me that she wants me to lower my blood sugar on my own. She doesn't want me to take Mounjaro, and I don't want to take Mounjaro either because it is a injection, and I don't want to take any injections. So that's it for what's happened on Sunday and Monday, and I'll be making another video to tell you about some relationship problems I'm having, which are upsetting me a lot. So thank you very much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for taking an interest in my very pathetic and impoverished life.